Hi and welcome to this tutorial which I will show you some tips and tricks for the Ultimate Hexagon Patterns file. First of all, thanks a lot for purchasing this file. A lot of work is put on this package, so we hope you enjoy it. And let's begin. I'm making a new layer and fill it with white or black, it doesn't matter. Double clicking on the layer, and let's see the pattern files. So the patterns begin from this file, which is just this. It's just an indicator that the files begin from here and they end up here. This is number 50. If you hold your mouse above the patterns, you will see the name and the dimensions that they were created. So all the patterns except a few are opaque, except this one, which, if I remove the fill opacity of the layer right here, it's transparent. So let's see a real example. Let's say that we have this background and we want to use the pattern above it. So there's the pattern with the fill on 0 to see through, and I wanted to show you now these are, car grid, car mesh, grill patterns. Don't know how to say it, sorry for my English. What I want to show you now is this pattern right here, which is number 50, mainframe. This one is the simple hexagon pattern, which is see-through, as we can see. This file is very helpful for the other patterns if we want some opaque patterns. Let's say, for example, as you can see, this is number 50. As you can see, it goes straight on the outer part of the pattern below it. This was intentionally created like this, so we can do the following. We can, with this pattern here, number 50, if I rasterize the style, rasterize layer style, right now it's this see-through pattern. By holding Ctrl and clicking on the layer thumbnail, I can select the pixels. And right now, if I hold Alt and click this button for a layer mask, if I hold Alt, the outer part is gone and it shows through the background. So this is a very exciting thing to do with these patterns. Also the opposite, if we click the layer thumbnail of the layer mask here and click Ctrl I, we can invert it. So with this way you might like some outer parts of the opaque patterns, so this is the way to take them. Also, if it's very thin, we can delete this, select again with Control, click the layer thumbnail here. We can go to Select, Modify, Expand, and now it has expanded the area. Right now if I click this button here, the layer mask, right now we can see it's very thicker, much thicker. So thicker or thinner for the inner part. You might want this one, this guy. Okay, let's see now. Let me see. As you can see, we can add also a stroke because we have the layer mask. We can add anything we want. So, last thing I want to show you is how to make the patterns a bit more realistic, because now they are plain repeated patterns, the same pattern. A first tip is to put a gradient overlay, a radial one, black and white, and choose multiply. Like this, it darkens the edges a bit, which is much more softer for the eye, much more realistic and cooler. Now, again with this pattern on top, I will double click here. I will remove the opacity, fill opacity, and I will add a gradient. I will add maybe this gradient. You can see how it creates some kind of reflection map, or even thinner, which is this guy here, or even more reflections, which is this crazy gradient here, which is very easy to make. You can use it on angle mode. So another cool tip is you can go to layer and go layer style, create layer. This has now created the gradient that we have there, so we can do with it whatever we want, maybe invert it, or just click it and delete this guy here on the middle, or delete some part of it. As you see now, it's much more realistic, depending on what you want to do. You might don't want this, but I just want to show you to you. So a cool tip that I would like to share with you is to put a pattern, a dirty pattern, on top of this, which we instantly will make it much more cool, I think, depending on the situation, of course. So anyway, oh yeah, we have included many patterns to cover all styles and people styles, and we even have a honeybee blister. Who doesn't want a blister pattern? or a fly eye type pattern, which looks to me very high-tech and sci-fi, and one of my favorites, this one. And of course, sorry, well, where am I? There's so many. Oh, here. This is one of my favorite, very high-tech, like you could use this pattern for an armor, a sci-fi armor. So with that being said, or this lava for example, I will let you choose your favorite patterns and do happy creations with them. We hope you liked it. You like it, and thanks again for purchasing. Please leave a comment if you need help. We will gladly help. Thank you. Bye. Hi again. I had an interesting thing, an idea of how you can mix the patterns with your own imagination. So here have number 3 or number 33 and 99. So I will put this layer into a group and hold Alt and click the layer mask. I'm holding Alt to fill it with black. Now, just to be easier, I will take the brush tool and with white I will paint here. It needs a bit of work, but you might like the results. Or we can do this on that pattern, or the opposite. You can do many variations with this, so I hope you have fun using the patterns, and thanks again for the help. Thank you. Bye.